is Steve Teske. It'll be real easy to tell you about myself. When I get to the second part, that's where it gets complicated. But I live in North Little Rock with my family. I work in Little Rock. I work for the Central Arkansas Library System at the Butler Center for Arkansas Studies. I do a lot of archival processing, which means I'm deep up to my elbows in state government papers a lot of days. So I'm learning about government from the inside out. And I've written dozens of entries for the Encyclopedia of Arkansas History and Culture. I've gotten very familiar with the way the state of Arkansas works, with its history, with its functioning, with its culture. Got a large family, so one job isn't enough. I teach college history classes at the Air Force Base for Arkansas State University out of Beebe. And I preach at a little Lutheran church down in Alexander. So I'm back and forth in Pulaski County pretty much all the time. So, what am I running for? I don't know yet.
He's interested.
When Tim Griffin said that he was not going to seek another term, I thought, well, I'll explore this possibility. And so I talked to people, starting with my wife and my children. And they said, do you have a position? So at the dinner table, we talked it through, and they said, you should run for Congress. So I started talking to friends, I started talking to neighbors, I talked to my barber, I talked to my banker. They all said, you ought to run. I talked to Republican Party officials, went to a couple meetings, I explored it for about 2 months. This is not my election to run for Congress. It was kind of a big disappointment in the middle of December when I told the dozens of people who said you should run, but I said, it's been 2 months and I'm only up to dozens. This is not my election. So I went back to, what do I know? What am I doing? With what am I familiar? I said, Jacksonville, North Little Rock, down to the south border at Alexander, friends in Maumelle. I really ought to be looking at something having to do with Pulaski County. So that's what I'm exploring now, and I'm going to be exploring it for a little while longer. I've been telling people throughout these couple of months, I'm not going to be the kind of person who makes a promise I can't keep. I'm going to make a promise tonight, and I'm going to keep it. Mark, I live in your district. I promise not to run against you.
That's one. That's one. Congratulations.
And I'd like to talk to you, and I'd like to talk to anybody else who has a suggestion about what I should be doing, because for all my life, politics has been a spectator sport. I've read the papers, I've watched TV, I've seen what's going on, I've grumbled and complained. And I don't want to grumble and complain. I want to get involved. I want to make a difference. I want things to be going the right way, and I want things to be going the way people want them to go. There's a reason my barber and my banker and my wife and my children said you need to get involved, because it can't be better than it is. And that's what I'm looking for, the opportunity to get involved, to make things work the way people want them to work. And I think that the county can be run on the money that it has a lot more efficiently than it is. I don't think we have to raise more money to do better things. And a lot of you are talking about that too, whether it's the blue lights on the bridge, whether it's moving money where it can go to the greatest needs, to law enforcement and public safety. There are ways this can be done without spending more tax money. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking at. So thank you for your time, and keep me in your thoughts and your prayers, and let me know what I can be doing.